How dare Meghan lecture the royals on truth? Her whole brand is built on lies. In a world where authenticity reigns supreme, the irony of Meghan Markle's recent foray into discussions about truth and transparency is almost palpable. Here is a woman who once captivated millions with her fairy tale narrative, yet has since become a controversial figure whose very brand seems to thrive on contradictions. What does it mean when someone who has weathered the storm of public scrutiny steps forward to lecture an institution steeped in tradition and decorum about honesty? As we peel back the layers of this complex narrative, we find ourselves grappling with questions of credibility, perception, and the multifaceted nature of truth itself. Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, is no stranger to the spotlight. Since her marriage into the British royal family, she has been at the center of a media frenzy, often portrayed as the modern-day Cinderella. However, the fairy tale quickly morphed into a saga filled with allegations of mistreatment, betrayal, and, most notably, dishonesty. Her claims of feeling silenced and marginalized within the royal family have led many to question the authenticity of her narrative. Was she truly a victim, or was she crafting a compelling storyline to further her brand? The recent revelations in her Netflix documentary series and her interview with Oprah Winfrey have only deepened the intrigue surrounding her persona. Meghan's assertions about her experiences were met with both empathy and skepticism. While many sympathized with her struggles, others pointed out the inconsistencies in her story. How can one speak of truth when their own narrative shifts like sand underfoot? Critics argue that her story is often a carefully curated version of reality, tailored to fit a specific agenda. In a particular episode of her documentary, Meghan speaks passionately about the importance of honesty and the responsibility that comes with being in the public eye. Yet, as she delivers her message, one can't help but notice the dissonance between her words and her actions. Her brand has been built on the allure of vulnerability, but the constant need to reshape her narrative raises eyebrows. Is she genuinely advocating for transparency, or is this merely another chapter in a self-serving saga? The royal family, steeped in centuries of tradition, has long been expected to maintain a facade of dignity and restraint. Meghan's candidness represents a stark departure from this norm, challenging the very foundations of how public figures communicate with their audience. However, the question remains, does her approach lend credibility to her message, or does it undermine it? If the messenger is perceived as disingenuous, can the message ever resonate? Moreover, the juxtaposition of Meghan's narrative against the backdrop of the royal family's historical context complicates matters further. The monarchy has faced its share of scandals and